Pretty short one today. Another day. 85, I think it is. Not entirely sure of what I'm going to talk about, but the main thing that sort of comes to mind today is weight gain. So as a kid, I sort of grew up and I was always the big kid. Always. I never really thought much about it, but just knew I was big. I spent a lot of my time when I was younger as a kid just inside, playing games, watching movies, eating, I suppose, eating food. So I did get fairly big, and then when about 16, so girls become more important. I was playing footy and started going to the gym with my dad. When I was 17, I got down. I got pretty small. Then I got with a previous partner. Did my apprenticeship. Settled into a job regularly. Settled into a life of not doing much. I was an apprentice, I wasn't earning a lot of money, but still just, go to work, come home, watch telly. That was all I did. While I was watching telly, all I did was eat. So I gained a lot of weight. I think at my heaviest, I ended up getting up to just under 210 kilos. But I was still working, I was still moving around, not a lot. I wasn't well, but I could still work and get things done. Then my relationship at the time broke up. Moved back in with my parents, and then I had to do a medical for the job that I was working at. And when I went for that medical, they went, "Oh, you've got high blood pressure, we can't sign you off." And essentially all I'd had since I was 17 was work. I didn't really have anything else, so that gave me a bit of a kick to try and sort myself out. Did heap of tests and all that sort of stuff. The specialist essentially just said to me, "You're well overweight." By this point I'd already started losing a little bit of weight, just eating a bit better. And it was just way too big. Anyway, I've actually been asked about that by another guy that got himself to a similar size and had lost a fair bit of weight himself after the surgery and all that sort of stuff. And we sort of got talking about it. And he said, "Oh, how do you think you got to that point?" And for a long time, I did spend a long time by myself. I wasn't in relationships. I worked, and that was sort of about it. I had a lot of time to sort of reflect on it. I'd ask myself the same thing quite a lot. And I think it was partly a comfort thing, partly a boredom thing, but it was also, as hard as it is to say, it was also a form of self-harm. essentially eating myself to death. I didn't like myself. It's a way to handle stress. Just eat for comfort. Made me feel good. Mainly stressing over money, but then wouldn't have money because I bought so much food. And then I didn't like myself. When I was sort of 17, 18, 19, I'd become not a very nice person. After sort of the age of 19, I didn't like what I had become, but then I didn't want to fix anything either. So I thought just better off just to try and eat myself into oblivion, I suppose. Then I ended up diet, exercise, 18 months, 2 years after I'd been told I had high blood pressure, and I'd lost 100 kilo. I'd essentially halved my body weight, you know. I got down to 109, and it was the lightest I'd been in years, probably since I was 17. I was feeling better about myself, and then I met my partner. I was happy.
In short, the same arms that can hold a mate can also be used for defence and food winning.
And because I was happy, I wasn't stressed out as much anymore, and just, 17. And then, I put on a little bit of weight. Partner together, nothing too bad. Still keep going to the gym. It's something that's never changed. I've always gone. But just the amount of food that I eat, sometimes it's better than others. So I started to eat not as good food, or just not the same food. And then, so I put on a little bit of weight, but then it sort of, when my partner fell pregnant, her eating habits changed. Because her eating habits changed, so did mine. There was only so many things that she could eat, so she was, starting to eat more just to survive. And get to a night time, and I'd like to have a snack, some ice cream, or some lollies, or some chocolate, or something like that. And then pregnancy cravings. I'm not going to say no. I'm going to tell her, no, you shouldn't be having chocolate, ice cream and stuff. But then I was also like, I didn't have the self-control, I guess, to be able to go, well, just because you're having it doesn't mean I should be having it. So I'd have it with her, and then during the pregnancy I just blew out. And I've heard it happens quite a bit with men during their partner's pregnancies, they obviously their eating habits change, and if for some reason they are sleeping less, it's harder to find the motivation to go to the gym or anything like that. So it's easy to gain that weight. But then, after, by the time my young fella was born, I'd gained nearly 25 kilo. And that sort of really affected me a fair bit. Started to stress a bit more. Obviously the stress picked up over him, and the fatigue was setting in more. Still kept going to the gym, but just the intensity just isn't there anymore. Same things started to happen. I was starting to eat for comfort. I am eating for comfort a lot of the time. And I'm not really sure how to get out of it. My partner's always been supportive of anything I want to do, but this is something I know I need to fix. And for a lot of dads, it becomes a problem. They gain a fair bit of weight, and then after their baby's born, they go, hey, I'll take it off, and I'll lose it afterwards. And then life starts to get in the way, and it becomes harder and harder. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to find that thing to give me excitement in movement again. Been going to the gym for so long now, it's just another thing. It's become that routine. Completely honest, the only reason I still go is just because it is such a routine thing. I've done it nearly every day for the last 5 years. I think I just need to find happiness in movement again. But it needs to be something for me, I think. You move with your kids and you move with your partner, but I think every dad needs something that they can move their body for them, for something that they want to do, for something they want to achieve. I've had a bit of a wild idea about something that I want to try, just to try and clear my head a little bit, but more on that another time. Anyway, stay safe, look after each other. See ya.